What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Murder Mentality. January 23rd. We've had an eventful week. I've had actually really eventful last few days here. Got my kids back with me, so that's really good. It's been a difficult and very emotional last month specifically, especially, and even more before that. It's been a rough one, especially involving some of the stuff I'm going through, involving the custody battles, the difficulties in dealing with other people. But this got put on my heart really hard because one of the things that I've realized over the past year or so, there's a lot of things as far as relationships and people that I've been dealing with where I've realized that there's some new behavior patterns in myself that I'm really proud of. But let's take a second first and just say thank you so much for being involved here. Thank you so much for tuning in. What's up, Stanley? I appreciate y'all. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I get so many people telling me that they watch my content, man. It's fucking mind-blowingly, it's uplifting as fuck, man. Like when people are like, bro, like you have inspired me to improve my life. It gives me the energy to keep this fucking momentum up. So like you guys are why I'm here. And I wish I could describe to you how fucking utterly like inspiring it is to see people just doing it, okay? Like I fucking love it, guys. I love it, all right? But here's the thing. Let's just talk about narcissism, guys. I think this is one of the most misunderstood concepts, but also very, very fucking like scary ground to talk about because, well, a lot of people have had some shitty experiences with it and a lot of people are very up in arms about it, and I understand because personally, here's the thing though, like I can be a little bit of a showboat. I get that. It's just who I am, man. I tattooed my face. You know what I mean? I can be a little bit of a show off. It is what it is. But one of the things that I've always had, like deep down in my fucking soul, is a want to get along with people. And I've always been able to gauge, especially when I look back at my old behaviors, on how fucking like right my soul was with life based off of how empathetic I was to other people. All right? But here is, for me, a massive, massive liability and a massive, massive asset at the same time. The ability to be empathetic to other people allows me to see things from their perspective, to put myself in their shoes, which I do constantly for everybody around me. In fact, sometimes it can be a huge liability, just like I said to me, because I'm so busy considering how I might affect them that I don't realize that I'm not considering how other people are affecting me. And when it comes down to it, my baseline responsibility in life is to care for me first and then others afterwards. A person who's not caring for themselves cannot care for other people, all right? And so the issue is that people can get very easily sucked in by people that have narcissistic personality disorders. Now, a good example is like, first of all, I know some people that were raised by narcissistic parents. I know some people that have had a lot of narcissistic relationships. I have definitely had a few, all right? I've had tons of people who I know who have had, like working relationships with people that were narcissists and things like that. But there's a massive misunderstanding about that. I think that a lot of people have this idea that narcissists are like just like egotistical, showboaty, jock, douchebag kind of types, whatever. But really, narcissists are the saddest fucking people in the world. They're the saddest people in the world. They're miserable. They want to manipulate other people because they're too afraid of trying to fucking do the work or to try to be honest or do whatever the fuck they have to do to get the results they want. So they manipulate other people. They make you question whether or not you're fucking doing the right thing or not. They disrespect your decisions. They fucking dismantle your basic concepts of what you understand to be right and wrong. Until you're so convinced that you're the fucking problem that it's easy as fuck to trample over you all day long every day with whatever the fuck they want. Now, I've had people I've had to get rid of in my business that this was a problem with. I've had people that I've had to get rid of in friendships that this was a problem with. I've had people that I've had to get rid of as far as relationships that this is a problem with. And the weirdest part about it is that a normal fucking human being, can hear you say, I don't want to fuck with you anymore. I don't want to be friends. I hope you have a good life. Bye. And not need you to fucking explain it. Let me say that again. When you make a decision and you say something and somebody's like, well, why? Every fucking time that is a fucking option. They are working to get into your fucking head. Literally. Okay, let me give you an example. And this is like a very innocuous version of it. This is a very low-key, not intended to be evil, but it's just how kids are, right? So when you tell your kids something, you're like, hey, don't do that. Why? Literally, 80% of the time, they're not asking you why because they want to know. They're asking you why because they want to figure out a way around it. They're kids. It is what it is, you know? But when adults do the same thing, when you're like, can you please not do that? Why? Because I asked you not to. That's my shit. Stop touching it. Right? Like as a business owner, when you're like, hey, I need you guys to do the things like this. And they're like, why? Because I fucking said so and my name's on the fucking door. I'm not trying to be a dick. I didn't ask you anything crazy. Just asked you to fucking log that thing. When you do that tattoo, put it down on a piece of paper or whatever the fuck. This is just an example. But when people ask you why, when you try to set boundaries, those people, you should get the fuck out of your life like your hair's on fire. All right? Anybody that attempts to fucking have you need to explain yourself to them is trying to use you. Here's why. Normal people respect boundaries. Normal people respect boundaries. When Lacey's like, hey, that made me uncomfortable, I didn't like that, or this, that, or the other, I can tell her, you know what? I respect that. I love you. Let's fucking work on it. I will take a look at that behavior, and vice versa. Never have I ever been like, well, why does that bother you? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right? And here's the worst part about it, man. Like, I try to keep things relatively clean cut here, man, but I've had a really fucking hard time, man. It's been really fucking emotionally pissing me to fuck off because I'm watching my kids go through some shit that they fucking should never have had to fucking go through. I'm watching my kids have to fucking explain the decisions that they're trying to make for their own fucking mental health to family members that don't fucking respect that shit. And it makes me want to fucking cave walls in. It makes me so fucking angry. But because I'm not a fucking narcissist, I'm not going to try to control the whole fucking rest of the world. I'm going to talk to them and say, guys, let's just keep our heads straight. Let's keep our heads straight. Let's not get involved in the drama. Let's take a step back. You don't need to explain anything to anybody. You're fucking 13. Look, explanations are fucking excuses. Period. Friends don't need them. Enemies don't want to hear them. The only people that want to hear them is people that want to fucking manipulate you. Tell me, literally, tell me a time when you've had an adult, a grown fucking adult, that you've said, I want the people that are in here to interact here. Please, tell me a time when you've had a grown adult that you've set a boundary with, and you're like, I don't like that. Please don't do that. And they say, why? Is that person still in your life, and are you fucking happy when they come around? Are you like stoked? Were you happy that they asked you why when you were like, I don't like that. Will you not do that, please? I don't like it when you talk to me like that. Please don't. Why? Okay, so you want me to explain why? This is important, guys, because here's the thing. Like I said, I'm a fucking empath, like in a major fucking way. And I know a lot of people use like empath problems. You know what a real big problem for people that care about other human beings a lot is? We're easy to fucking manipulate. It's hard for me to admit that. I don't like admitting my shortcomings, man. I'm easy as fuck to manipulate because I care about people so much. I want to make sure that they're feeling good. I want to make sure that they're not depressed. I want to make sure that their fucking workplace and their work situations are fucking happy. that they feel fulfilled in their fucking lives. That's why I do this shit, because I want other people to be able to feel the fulfillment of having purpose in their fucking lives. But, it's so easy to fucking get in my head and fuck with me. And the worst part about it, man, is it's happened so many fucking times in my life, man, that I find myself questioning everything and everyone around me a lot. And that fucking hurts. It hurts deeply to know that I've fucking been in situations where my fucking ability to trust my own judgment has been so dismantled that I don't know how to just trust my fucking feelings sometimes. Like, I'm realizing that as I'm talking to you guys. Like, sometimes I'm just trying to fucking work out whether or not that's my conscience, or whether or not that's God, or whether or not that's my fucking body, or whatever the fuck it is talking with me in here. You know, my soul talking to myself, whether or not I'm trying to conspire against myself, or whether or not I'm trying to do the right fucking thing. Because I've had my fucking ability to trust my own judgment dismantled so many times. And the amazing thing, man, is I'm talking to you guys, like, I can feel the fucking new neural pathways. I can feel the strength building in me because I'm recognizing these fucking things about myself. I'm recognizing that when I say no, that's a fucking complete sentence. And they say, why? I can say, fuck you. Literally. I mean, literally. I've fucking fired people before and had them fucking go on a half-hour-long tirade. Like, what the fuck is that? The fuck is that? What kind of person does that except a narcissist? But you know what the crazy thing is that them motherfuckers are professional victims. You know how you can see a narcissist every fucking time? Because the world's out to get them. Like, the whole fucking world cares about them and is conspiring to fuck them over. Like, God hates them singular, so much that they want their whole life to be shit. But that's the thing, though, guys. Us empaths want to help them. We see them struggling, and we're like, hey, man, let me fucking help you there. But before you fucking know it, they've sucked you in, and your resources are getting fucking used. Because narcissists are fucking parasites. I'm not saying they don't deserve to live, but it's fucking hard to see the purpose for them when they're just fucking using people. It's hard to see the purpose of somebody that fucking only ever has problems, always needs somebody else to fucking save them. We're dragging them along fucking side with us. In the meantime, they're stabbing everybody else nearby as soon as they get the chance of taking everything they fucking can from them. And it's somehow that person's fault. Well, here's the reality, guys. When we get used, the worst part about it is that it's our fucking fault. It's our fault for letting it get down the road that fucking far. It's my fault for being 37 and figuring this shit out now instead of fucking 10 years ago when some people told me, stop fucking letting people do that to you, Justin. Because I always thought that the people that had strong boundaries and just said no were dicks. Well, why, man? They need help. They'll help them fucking selves. And so my invite to you guys today is to stop fucking helping people that don't do it themselves. Stop helping pick people up that throw themselves fucking down and let them get enough pain that they can look in the mirror like I did one day and say, Justin, I fucking hate your results. I hate your fucking attitude, and I hate how it's always everybody else's fault but yours. The reality is that all of us can be that person. All of us can fucking be that person who it's everything else's fault but yours. But that's the fucking definition of narcissism. It's always deflect, not my fault. Nope, not my fault. I didn't fucking do that. Let me give another fucking excuse. Okay, well, you're being a dick right now. Why are you holding me accountable? If you try to hold somebody accountable for their things, if you say, hey man, you said you wouldn't do that anymore. You said you wouldn't do that anymore. And they get mad at you, burn their presence out of your life as fast as possible. Because here's the title of this video. How to deal with narcissists. Don't. As soon as you recognize them, stop fucking with them. Let them get that shit figured out themselves. Not your fucking problem. They're not your job to save. These are harsh realities. And they're fucking difficult to cope with. Okay? It's difficult to cope with them because your emotions are involved and you care about other human beings. But guess what? You're a human too, and you have to care about you first. Because if you're broken, you can't help other people. if you're half effectiveness, if you're at half capacity because you are constantly letting yourself be used, you are also now dragging on somebody else. And I think, despite the fact that it's hard to say this, I think all of us right here in this video that are watching, and all the people that ever will, can say we have that one friend that's with somebody that's toxic as fuck, but they won't just leave them. Stop talking to that person about that shit. Stop letting them vent about their shitty relationship. Get in the fucking way of it. Be like, look, dog, I love you. Look, I love you. But I'm not going to keep listening to this bullshit when you know the answer. You keep working through it. You do nothing but bitch about this relationship. You do nothing but bitch about this employee. You do nothing but bitch about this fucking person. And meanwhile, you keep sticking with them. Maybe you've got a problem. Maybe your problem is that you don't know how to fucking push that shit away. You think that you can control everything in that. Maybe you have some sort of weird moral obligation. But we got to drop that shit, man. It's not our job to fix other people. It's not our job to help people that aren't helping themselves. I hate to say it like that. If they're not willing to pick themselves up first, if they're not willing to even try, then they're going to suck you dry. It's going to be hard, man. You guys are going to have to fucking learn how to say no. You're going to have to learn to set boundaries. It's the hardest fucking thing I've ever learned how to do. But I promise you it'll change your life. So let's set some boundaries today. Let's tell people no. And then when they say why, I say, I don't need to explain shit to you. Love y'all.